Wow. I think Justin brought up a point and he asked me to talk to you guys because he said, he was like, oh yeah, tell him that tell him that it's not hard. Tell him how easy it is. And I think that whenever you're doing something new, these words, easy and hard, I think we just have to delete them from our vocabulary. It's not a matter of it being easy or hard. It's just a matter of it being something different. And if I'm willing to do this thing that's different on a consistent basis so that I can have these new or different results. I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. That's why I have the blanket on me and it's a little chilly. I know Justin's like sweating like a hog, but I was thinking about why I was able to create like my results, because I know a lot of you are sitting here, well, Justin created, over 300,000. So she can just take a little bit of that and just start marketing. I'm going to keep it real with you. When I started this and I got on stage and I said, I'm going to do this, I didn't say, all right, baby, give me a few $1,000 so I can throw this in marketing so I can get this thing going. I said, all right, I need to learn a new skill set. I need to develop, a new skill set. I need to learn something new. So I sat my butt down and I started watching videos and I started learning. And I started running with video marketing because one, I had already kind of developed the skill and I like video. So I didn't focus on it like, okay, I need to do this, or I have to do this, or I have to figure that, or I have to have $10,000 to do this. I started just like you are now, just because he's my husband and he's created what he has done. I don't want you to think that I stood on stage and I said, I'm going to do this. And then I said, all right, baby, now teach me what Dave taught you. I need to know the secrets. I said, all right, you know what? I need to figure this out. I got the Empower Network username and password and I started watching videos and I said, all right, if he can do it, and he's a freaking hippie, I can do it. So the reality of it is if you're doing this with integrity and you're keeping your mind focused on the long term, anyone can do this. The reason why I was able to just get out of the floodgates, I was burnt out. I was so overwhelmed with just everything in the industry. I was just sick of the information that was being brought to me, because at that point I thought that the dream of success wasn't attainable. I thought it was like, when you're watching a movie and they get to like the ending of the movie and you're like sitting there with all this emotion and all these tears and you're so happy and excited, and then you're like, oh, but it's a movie that can never happen in real life. That's how I felt about success. Like I looked at it like it was this movie playing on in the background and it could never be me. So when I started, when I began, my mind had already shifted, and it wasn't a matter of I can't do this. I knew that I could do this. I just needed now to focus on moving forward and just saying, you know what? I need to keep going, because I see a lot of people out there and they see, someone like Aaron Rashkin, and they're like, well, shucks, Aaron bought his house next door and he's holding trainings, like I need to do trainings, and, I need to start charging people money so that they can do this and do that. And the truth is, you need to develop a result for yourself. The only reason Justin was able to pass me the microphone is because I'm creating 2 sales a day. He didn't pass me the microphone because I'm his wife. He didn't pass me the microphone because he thought I was beautiful. He didn't pass me the microphone because he thought, oh, let me just hear my wife speak for 10 minutes. He passed me the microphone because of results. So everyone here on this platform that you're looking at, we're here at a position where we can give you, we can tell you results, we can give you advice, we can give you tips, but that's because we have the results to back it up. So when you start marketing, you start looking at your business and we tell you, write a blog post, read a book, shoot a video, learn something new. I'm not telling you these things. We're not sharing you these things so that you can focus on, we're just telling you so that you can spin your wheels. We're telling you it because we know that this is how you build a dynasty in the long term. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Because, 6 years ago, when we first started, Justin, was telling you about our struggle. And throughout that period of time, he tells you, my wife quit. She was like, screw this. It's just too hard. I can't do it. And the truth is, it wasn't a matter of me quitting. I had been abused in every physical way that you could imagine. By the time I got onto the internet, I met Justin online in a chat room. This internet thing wasn't anything to me. Nobody was hitting me. Nobody was beating me. Nobody was calling me names. This stuff was easy. What killed me is looking into someone's eyes and knowing that they were not going to stick with it for 4 years to develop the skill. What killed me is being able to know that, okay, it took me years to develop how to learn, how to develop the skill of generating leads. And now these people on the under end are not going to be able to do that because they're going to quit 2 months from now because I didn't have a system to plug them into it. So I was spinning my wheels, and Justin, thank God for his strength, because when I said, Justin, I can't do this anymore, he said, you know what? I'm going to pick us up and I'm going to keep going because I can't stop. And I really have to thank him for that, because to be honest, that's what creates any type of success that you have, any type of long-term success. When I look at all these people, here, it's not because they just dabbled into it and they jumped in and they said, okay, I'm going to put my name out here and say, okay, my name is Tracy Walker. I'm a 100,000 month earner. I'm not just going to put myself out there for one day and then just see how it goes out. No, she put herself out there because she believed in it and she knew that it was going to work. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about marketing with integrity. You're focusing on making the money, and that's okay. You have bills to pay, you have, meals to eat, you have a roof to put over your head, you have, children to feed. I get it, and I understand it. I understand the struggle. But what I'm telling you is, if you're thinking in the terms of long term and you're really listening to the words that everyone here is saying, it becomes not about the money at that point, but about elevating ourselves and enriching our lives and then helping other people. You see, everyone here on this line has a goal of growing their team, of building people, of providing value. But to be honest, would we be able to do that if we were flat broke? Would you be able to sit there and listen to us now if we did not have the results to sit there and bring you through it with us? I mean, it's all great to have great intentions and motives, and you have to use that to keep pushing you through to the other side. Trust me, I get it. We go through this on a daily basis. But if you're focused and you know that you're sticking with this, you made this decision, just as Tony talks about, you made a decision. So make that decision to market with integrity for the long term. You're not concerned about the money at this point. Develop a skill set and provide value, and the money will come. The first time Justin looked at me and he was like looking at the leads and stuff and the stats. He was like, one of my campaigns is called Escaping to Freedom. So he was like, D, Escaping to Freedom got a sale. And it just didn't go through my head, because I was like, I thought he said a lead. So I don't know, like it didn't really sink in. And then I went into the account and I looked at it, and my whole body like just started kind of jumping up and down. And then it was like a whole basis of myself. I had to stop myself from calling the lead because I was so excited. Like my mindset had shifted. It wasn't a matter of like calling the lead back in the day so that I could sell you. I just wanted to call the lead and be like, oh my God, you got in. Like, you were my first sale in my campaign. I stood on stage and told these people that I was going to do it, and you are the person that made that come into fruition for me. Like, I was just so excited, and I would not be able to have that excitement. I would not be able to have that passion if I would not be able to stand in front of you and say, yes, I did not know what I was doing. You see what I mean? To be able to stand in front of you and say, I don't know, but I need to learn something new. I need to develop a new skill. A lot of you sit there and you say, you know what, I want that new Maserati. A lot of you sit there and you can't wait to meet up with Vic to talk about what type of jets that you want. You can't wait to meet up with Dave and discuss all these cool and fancy new systems and techniques. But then when we tell you what we're doing to get it, then all of a sudden you're like, hold up, I can't do all that. I got bills to pay. I got kids. Actually, girl, I got my nails. My nails are still wet. I don't know if I can write that blog post right now. And you just come up with all these excuses. And to me, it's just really sad, because at the end of the day, you're not giving the excuses to me. You're giving the excuses to your family. You're giving the excuses to yourself. You're telling your family, you're telling yourself, yes, we do deserve these things, but I'm not willing to do the things that it takes to have them. And to be honest, it really takes a mindset shift within yourself to say that you deserve more. It really takes a moment inside of you to say, I'm not doing this for other people. He is my husband. I didn't stand on stage and say that I was going to create this and say that I was going to help people and say, Justin, here, teach me. I didn't call up Tracy Walker. You can ask her, did I call up Tracy Walker every day and say, all right, girl, give me your secrets. I know you got them. I sat there and I said, you know what? I need to develop a new skill and I need to learn something new. So if you can stand within yourself and just be honest of where you are right now. I was a Hooters waitress making less than $30,000 a year. And I honestly could look at myself and say, hey, you know what? As a Hooters waitress, there may be a thing or two about this online business that I just don't know. And as long as you can be honest and be open and look at this in the long term and know that this is not something for the short term. If you want to make short-term money, I'm sure that there's a lot of ways to do that. But if you're looking at this in terms of long term, and when I say long term, I'm talking 90 days. I'm not talking like a 4-year university thing. I'm talking 90 days here, okay? So if you can look at this in our terms of long term, instead of looking at this like a paycheck, 2 weeks, and you're waiting for us to tell you what you're worth, then you can build a larger dynasty. You can start building for the long term. Just think in terms of integrity. Think of your name. Think of what you want people to associate you with. Because when I stood on stage and I said 6 figures, I said 6 figures because that's what you guys resonated with. Everybody understands a number. People understand if I were to say I want to create 6 figures, everybody would be like, oh yeah, I get that. But my real vision, my true passion is to continue enriching people with freedom. And the truth is, there is no number to that, because it doesn't matter what my next person's goal is. Their goal may be 100,000, and that may be their goal to freedom. The next person's goal may be 30,000, and that may be their goal to freedom. My purpose is not to align myself with a number, but to align myself with more and more visions. Do you see the difference there? My mindset shifted. So I want you to think about that as you're thinking about your goals, as far as you're thinking about your marketing. Justin said, choose one form of marketing. Choose one and then stick with it. Don't try to, be this guru and get all up in everybody's face and think that you have to, show us all these fake results. We don't care about that. People connect to people in this business. The reason why these people on the panel are successful is because that they were willing to expose themselves in a way that you have not done yet. They were willing to learn something that you haven't learned yet. They were willing to share something about themselves that you haven't shared yet. So when you're thinking and you're looking at us and you're like, I want that, all you have to be willing to do is just look within.